We're back with another video. So today, hold on, wait a minute. Hold it up, real quick. Du-du-du-du-du. Quite honestly speaking, I legit said I was gonna do what if Goku was betrayed and and Deku was his reincarnation. So, I've been wanting to do this for a while. This is my first Goku what if, and I was thinking, yo, why not add it into one of my other what ifs? What if Deku was betrayed? Cause I haven't finished any of my other what if Deku was betrayed because, well, can't get my data from my other device, so why not do it now, right? So quite honestly, I'm probably gonna be deleting those videos. I know, right? Deleting those videos, and yeah. The only one I think I'm not gonna delete is probably like two of those. Like, what if Deku was cheated on, and the other one. Why? What if Deku was cheated on, and no, three. Yeah, three. The one where Amanda lays the ship, and what if Deku was cheated on, and the one where Momo and I think it was Pixie Bob was the ship. Yeah, I probably won't be deleting those. Yeah, so probably be deleting. I'll definitely be deleting all the other ones. But anyways, let's get into this. So, um. This is before Super. Like before Super. Like before they even met Frieza and Goku unlocked Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta and stuff like that. So 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 Goku, he's basically training in the hyperbolic time chamber, and alright, so they use ki, right? They use ki. So the only person I've seen do something unique with their ki was probably Goku Black and Krillin with the Destructo Disc. I mean, Goku did the Destructo Disc before, but he doesn't really use it. He only uses the Kamehameha and stuff like that. So what I'm about to do is make Goku super OP. And you may be thinking, oh, is Zeno gonna be able to rival him? No, he's gonna be able to defeat Zeno, but he won't. And so yeah, let's get into this. So this is what Deku's gonna be looking like. He's not gonna be a god of destruction. He just took that from a god of destruction after he beat him. So yeah, quite honestly, I don't like this picture. Hold on. Alright, so after looking for about 5 to 10 minutes, I found the perfect picture I wanted. So yeah, this is gonna be Deku's base form. No, not Deku's base form. Goku's base form. Yes, Super Saiyan God 3. I know. So yeah. There's gonna be more things far above Ultra Instinct. Alright? There's Ultra Instinct, yeah, but there's gonna be the highest level for Goku is Infinity. And you may be wondering, what's Infinity? Well, Infinity is Infinity is basically allows him to see things before they even happen. So, future sight, I know, right? Yeah. Because you can do a lot of things with ki. That's only if we knew how to use fucking ki in the fucking air. Swear, if we knew how to use ki in the air, I promise you, I would have destroyed a planet before you even know what happens. The moon would be gone. The sun would be in water. Bro, I swear to God, Mercury would have been on water. Venus, water. Pluto, destroyed. Jupiter, bombed. Deadass, I would have destroyed every planet in the solar system and moved on to another one. I would have dipped. Would have left everybody here behind. I would have let the sun live for a little bit until I come back 10 years later and then come see how y'all niggas is doing. And then I was no, I might as well let these niggas die. Kapoosh. And the planet's gone. So yeah. So this is Deku's base form. This is basically what Deku's gonna look like. He's not gonna be like Deku buff. He's just gonna be like this. No, not Goku, not Deku. I meant Goku buff. So yeah. So the ship for this Deku is going to be crossbreeding, and by crossbreeding, I mean he's going to be doing it with this cat right here. Yeah, Deku's going to be doing it with the cat. Alright, he going to be making a Nekomata. I can't do this. Alright, the ship is Miracle. Alright, why is the ship Miracle? Because I want this ship to be Miracle. You can't change my mind about it. So, yeah. So, am I aging down Miracle? No, I'm aging up Deku. Sorry for the interruptions. That was my grandmother telling me that my food is ready. Yay, I get to eat. So, this is Goku's base form, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God. So, it's there gonna be a Super Saiyan 4 version? Yes, there is. Obviously, there's gonna be a Super Saiyan 4 version. Why wouldn't there be? And there's also gonna be a Super Saiyan God version of it. I know, right? Instead of it being just blood red, it's gonna be crimson red. Crimson red. See, the only people I have seen use unique ki is Goku Black, Trunks, and Hit. Hit's ki revolves around time. Trunks uses sword QI, or sword intent. Alright, I hope you guys are paying attention to that. Hold on. I need to go eat. So yeah, this is how it's going. So apart from, I said Trunks had sword intent, right? Then there's Goku Black. Goku Black has basically regular ki, but he shapes it into weapons, and he made a blade with it, so that has a little bit of sword intent in it. So yeah. So apart from the Supreme Kais and the Gods of Destruction and Zeno, nobody else has unique ki. So I'm gonna make Deku. No, not Deku. Yeah, Deku and Goku have unique ki. So is Deku gonna have the gi? No. Deku is not gonna have the gi. Why do I not give Deku the gi? Because no gi for Deku. Deku's not Goku buff, so he don't need no gi. Okay? So cause honestly speaking, I don't like how like the Dragon Ball Z like buff typeness. Well, it's not that I don't like it, it's because of this single part. That bicep. This single thing. That single one thing. That right there. That is moving around in a circle. It looks like a pill. That is why. But anyways, so Goku, he's basically minding his own business in a hyperbolic time chamber, and he thinks, "Ooh, I'm hungry. I wonder what Chi-Chi has for lunch today." And Chi-Chi, she's basically talking to Goku's friends and stuff like that, and family. And she's saying how Goku is a bad father, he's not teaching his kids right, and stuff like that. And Vegeta, I'm not gonna do what they always do with Vegeta and stuff like that, because remember, Vegeta and Goku are a part of the same lineage. They're both Saiyan, so they know how the Saiyan culture works and stuff like that. And he understands where Goku's coming from with the way he treats his kids. Like he's like, for example, Vegeta teaches Trunks the same way because they're part of a warrior race. So yeah, so he's not gonna betray Goku and stuff like that. And neither is Bulma. So yeah, it's only gonna be Krillin and friends. 18 is on Goku's side. Yeah, 18. I know, right? 18 on Goku's side. But how is that gonna work? 18 on Goku's side. How is that gonna work? 18 is also gonna be the ship for this one. Yes, I know, right? Actually, matter of fact, let me do it. So yeah, it's alright. This is before Super, so Goku has already unlocked Super Saiyan God. Alright, he unlocked Super Saiyan God and stuff like that, so he's able to travel to space, and he can go into Super Saiyan God relatively easy now, so he'll be able to go to another planet. Now, Chi-Chi's talking to Goku's friends saying, "Oh, it's always Goku's fault that he never lets his enemies die. He's always letting them go, and he's always reviving them and stuff like that. But they will come to soon learn that just because they defeat one enemy doesn't mean that somebody stronger will not come." So, yeah. So, they're basically talking and stuff like that, and Bulma and Bulma's thinking, wow, and Bulma's thinking she's right, and so is Vegeta. But then she hits them with the whole Gohan training and stuff like that, and Vegeta, he's taken back by this, and he's like, as he wants to say it this time, but he says, "No, I won't say anything." As 18, she does not like where this is going, as Krillin says, well, what are you gonna do about it? As Chi-Chi says, we're gonna frame him for hitting me and being a bad husband. As as Gohan and Goten are denying this, as they said, no, we're not helping you with this. But Chi-Chi, she hits the boys and says, you will help us. And she says, now let's start. As she tells Bulma to hit her. But she tells Krillin to hit her, and Krillin hits her, and stuff like that. And 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 18 sees this and says, Krillin, are you really going along with this? As Krillin says yes. As she says, well then have fun taking care of our daughter. No, they didn't have the kid yet, right? I think they did. I haven't watched Dragon Ball in a while, so my memories are fuzzy. Like really fuzzy. Abnormally fuzzy. Abnormally fuzzy. Yes, they did have the kid at that time. So yeah. So she says, have fun taking care of our daughter. I don't want to be a part of this. As Krillin says, whatever. I want a divorce anyways. As she says, oh, alright then. As she goes home, she puts divorce papers on the table, signs them, and leaves. While her daughter is sleeping in the next room over. And she just packs her stuff and leaves. And Krillin won't see this until, well, later. So, yeah. So, Chi-Chi, she gets hit by Krillin, and Vegeta's seeing this and stuff like that, but Vegeta wants to interfere, but Chi-Chi says you will not interfere whatsoever, or I'll hurt your wife, as Vegeta says you hurt my wife, and I'll kill you, as Vegeta says, well then, don't interfere, as Vegeta says, alright then, as he just leaves with Bulma. So then, Chi-Chi's calling out Beerus, because Beerus was sleeping at this time, and we saw exactly what was going on. Whis was watching this, and he's disappointed in Universe 7. He is disappointed in Universe 7. Alright, hold on. Yes, Goku's ship is, Android 18, and Deku's ship is Miracle. So, yeah. So Beerus hears what happened, hears this, and he flies down. And Whis has to follow orders. As Chi-Chi goes on about saying, "Oh, Goku hit me" and stuff like that. He's being a bad father. He even hit his kids, forcing Goten and Gohan to say, "Yeah, he hit us. He hits us all the time" and stuff like that. And Beerus is pissed. He thinks that Goku was such a kind-hearted person, but no. And as Goku, he just appears out of nowhere and says, "Hey gang, oh Beerus, you're here. What's up?" As Beerus says, "Goku, I heard you've been hurting your kids." As he says, I don't know what you're talking about." As Beerus says, "Of course you deny it. That's it. I want you out of my I want you out of my universe." As he says, what? As everybody's saying, yeah. So take in mind, nobody knows what's about to happen to Goku. Well, the people that are on his side, at least. So, maybe wondering, where is Piccolo? Piccolo is somewhere being Piccolo, alright? Piccolo's on Namek, the new Namek, alright? Yeah, he visited Namek for once in his life. So yeah. So Goku, he gets transported. He didn't get Hakai. He gets transported into outer space, where he is floating in outer space. As Beerus says, you won't be able to move in outer space for the next 10 years. As Goku says, what? As the next 10 years is like Goku's body is fully paralyzed, so he won't be able to move. So you may be wondering, what does Goku do in this predicament, just floating in space and unable to go into any other universe? Goku, he just sleeps, eats, and stuff like that. And Beerus made sure that he's permanently always in Super Saiyan God. Alright? He's permanently in Super Saiyan God. Unless he becomes stronger, he won't be able to, well, rival Beerus. Well, he'll soon be able to. So then, what he does is Goku, he basically starts channeling ki into his core. Something Dragon Ball Z characters don't do. Because while he was getting thrown out, he got sent through, well, a lot of planets, and just one of them, there was a rock that happened to hit Goku's head, turning on his brain. Oh my god. And he realizes, oh wow, as so we're learning about ki. As so he decides to let me channel my ki into my core, no matter where the ki is around him, the ki that surrounds him. And the ki that's surrounding him is ki from every known universe inside of that multiverse. So Goku, he basically just channeling ki into his core, just gathering up every ki into his core, to which Goku, his hair starts to get longer and longer until it's to the length of Super Saiyan 3, and he tries to forcibly turn it to Super Saiyan 3, not Super Saiyan God 3, but just regular Super Saiyan 3. So he's forcing himself to do that. So basically, he's forcing the ki. He's making the ki travel throughout his body. Sure, he's still unable to move, but he's forcing it to his hair mostly to turn it to Super Saiyan 3. So he forces it to Super Saiyan 3 and it works. Then he says, let's try to go Super Saiyan 4. As he goes Super Saiyan 4, but only momentarily. And then he just stays in Super Saiyan 3 and he's like, alright. As he just keeps forcing his body, like he's forcing his body to hold up when it comes to Super Saiyan 3. Not only that, but he's also, like, since he's gathering up too much ki into his core, and his core might break if he gathers up too much, here's what he does. He actively turns that ki into nutrients and stuff like that for his body, because he's not eating. He's unable to eat and he's not getting fed. So, yeah, and take in mind, Whis does not know anything about this, since Whis can only watch over things that happen in Universe 7. Then, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So, then Goku, while he's doing that, he's doing multiple things at a time. Remember, he's trying to heal his body up by making it so that he can move with ki. He's sucking in ki, and he's basically holding up for Super Saiyan 3. So then, after about a month, he can regularly just hold Super Saiyan 3 without even trying. He can just hold Super Saiyan 3 like there's no tomorrow. To him, Super Saiyan 3 is now his base form. So then he moves on to Super Saiyan 4. And after doing Super Saiyan 4, he's basically struggling and stuff like that. For Super Saiyan 4, it's kind of like harder. So what he does is he does something really weird. He shortens up the hair of Super Saiyan 4 to match that of Super Saiyan 1. Yes. That means the fur, it doesn't go back into his body. The fur, it just falls off and it's floating with him. As he does that, he expands his ki as well to reach the hairs, and he uses the hairs to gather up even more ki. So he's basically doing this while multitasking. I'm too dangerous for my own good. I shouldn't be doing this. So he's doing that, and Goku, he's gonna seal himself away. Forget what I said about Zeno sealing him away. He's gonna seal himself away. Why? Because he feels like it's gonna get too boring for him and he can just beat everybody. He's gonna seal himself away after he gets into eternity. Hold on, let me show you what eternity looks like. So yeah, this is what eternity is. Alright, forget infinity, it's eternity now. Now, just imagine that without like the whole default haircut. Just imagine him with the Super Saiyan here 3 hair. So yeah, just imagine that with just the Super Saiyan 3 hair instead of the base form hair, I think. So yeah. So Deku's in space, and he's basically doing the forms all over again, but with Super Saiyan 4 hair. So he has the power of Super Saiyan 4, but he's doing it with like he just split it into like four different groups. There's 1/4 of his power, 2/4, 3/4, and then 4/4. The fourth time is when the hair grows. The third is just when he gets the long hair. The second is when he gets buffer, and well, the second form is when he's like in Super Saiyan form. So yeah, so he does all those forms, and it takes him down. It takes him about 2 months. Then comes Super Saiyan God. He gets to Super Saiyan God. He goes back to his base form, and he focuses his ki. And remember, he focuses his ki. Like, he focuses on the ki this time, and he sees that it's God ki. He focuses and sees there's God ki and many different other keys, sword ki and stuff like that. As he focuses more on the God ki and says, "All right then," as he just separates the God ki. Like, his body is now separated between many different types of ki. All right, let me show you. Core, God ki. Core, God ki. Stomach, demonic ki. Brain, knowledge ki. It's ki that's based on knowledge. All right, you use ki to get every basic knowledge that you can. All right. All right. Arms and legs, basically, is also knowledge ki, because they could be used to stretch ki throughout the whole place, and well, so he can get not more knowledge. Then there is his liver, and that has star ki, or sun ki to be exact, or heat ki. Yes, fire ki, basically. It has fire ki. Then is his big intestine, which has star ki, and small intestine, which is basically damn. I just had moon ki. Yes, moon ki or frost ki. And then there is his heart. His heart has infinity ki. Infinity ki is based on potential. All right, his ki is infinite. So he has infinity ki just revolving around his body, giving him a higher potential. So yeah, you get the gist. So he's basically doing that, and I don't know why these niggas never be having eyebrows, but all right then. But I can see why they don't have eyebrows. It would look kind of weird. All right. So yeah. I think the only ones I've seen with eyebrows are Goku, Vegeta, and Raditz and stuff like that. So yeah. So I don't think Piccolo has eyebrows. Like the regular humans, yeah, they have eyebrows. So let's skip to 2 months after Goku was betrayed. Now take in mind, it's only been 3 months since Goku been betrayed. Now 2 months, a ship gets to Earth, and everybody goes to see it, and this big buffed guy stands out. He basically looks like Cooler, but with different colors. Instead of it being purple and white, it's basically black and gold. As Vegeta tricked him, and because he said he's an enemy and he is here to take over the Earth, as Vegeta basically gets bodied. He gets bodied. Krillin and friends try to fight, but they get bodied as well. As they said, where is the one strongest? Who is the strongest? As they said, Vegeta. As he says, he's too far or too weak. As he says, very well then, until you get stronger, I shall wait on this miserable planet. As he's able to beat Beerus as well. Alright, he's able to beat Beerus. And like he's basically on par with Whis, alright? Cause I want him to be on par with Whis. So yeah. So this is from another multiverse where the DBZ characters, like the gods of destruction, are evil and stuff like that, and they focus more on getting stronger. So this angel is stronger than Whis, alright? So yeah. So Beerus comes down and hears about what happened. He tries to fight him, gets clapped. Whis gets clapped as well. The two of them gets clapped together, and he's not even in his final form. So imagine that. So he says, I'll wait on this miserable planet until the strongest comes. As As yeah, so nobody knows what happened. And when Krillin got home, he saw the divorce papers and stuff like that, and his daughter and stuff like that. And his daughter got well, as he takes care of the daughter, even though he doesn't like 18 anymore. And 18, she's been searching for Goku on in Universe 7. Unknowingly, she does not know that Goku is out of the multiverse. All right, he's out of the multiverse by now. So after yes, by now he's out of the multiverse. All right. So then he got all of the knowledge from the universe, which means he surrounded the Dragon Balls in Ki as well, knowledge Ki and suction Ki. See, suction Ki is basically, all right. Basically, suction Ki is located inside of a part of is basically a part of his a part of his what his bones. All right, his bones. All right, his bones. He can release the suction Ki around his body and stuff like that. Suction Ki is basically when you take strength or knowledge from, you can take anything from the opponent as you wish. And he sends suction Ki to the Dragon Balls. He still has plenty left due to the Infinity Ki. As the suction Ki is around the Infinity Ball, so when Shinrod appears, he will have, well, he will suck Shinrod's power and knowledge. And Shinron will sadly die. Like, he did it with the Omega Dragon Balls as well. So, Omega Shinron dead. So yeah, let me show you which version of Shinron will die. Going to be killing Shinron. Yeah, there is Shinron, Omega Shinron, Black Smoke Shinron. I don't know what Dragon Balls that one's for, but like whatever it is, it's, well, has his what was it? What was it? You know what? It's just gonna be called sheet, Cipher Key. Yeah, Cipher Key, and then there's Omega Shinron, and then there is Ultimate Shinron. All right, so those guys will sadly die, so there will be no more wishes. All right, so yeah, so the longer it takes for them to find the Dragon Balls, the weaker the Dragon Balls get. Like, the Dragon Balls can still activate, but it's going to be very weak, and Shinron will not have a lot of power. So, Deku will be able to transform into any one of Shinron. Alright, any version of Shinron. But there will be a version of Shinron that looks like this. As a dragon, it'll be, regular Shinron. There will be regular Shinron, Omega Shinron. I'm going to say this now. The Black Smoke Shinron? No, I don't feel like making that one, because, like, that nigga has a whole secret. Like, what? Never in my days do I want to see a dragon walk. Like, never in my days do I want to wake up in the Dragon Ball universe and decide I'm looking for the Dragon Balls. And I get the Dragon Balls and I put them shits together. And I look up and I see this. This looking at me. The confusion in my face is gonna be like, aren't you supposed to be a mystical dragon? Why are you smoking? Like, that's gonna be the first thing I say. As Shinron said, is that a wish? I'm gonna be like, no, that's a question. Why are you smoking? I'm be like, I can't smoke. I'm be like, no. You're supposed to be a mystical dragon. Act like it. That's damn. Shinron finna get pissed and dip off on me, bro. Like, that nigga, I would make that nigga dip off on me, like, immediately. But anyways, he'll mostly be turning, if he wants to, he'll mostly turn into, like, Omega Shinron, or, like, Ultimate Shinron, and regular Shinron, or no. So, yeah. So, he does that. He really useful. No homo, no homo. Oof, oof. So, yeah, so, now we cut back to Goku. Yeah. So, Vegeta, he secretly looks for Goku. He's over here yelling all over Universe 7, Kakarot, Kakarot, and stuff like that. As, then, one day when Beerus is sleeping, he brings up what happened to Goku to Daishinken. Daishinken hears about this, and Daishinken tells Zeno. Zeno hears about this, and Zeno, he's quite pissed, because Deku was fun to hang out with. And he's thinking of, well, Hakaiing Beerus, or, well, killing Beerus to be exact. But but for some reason he feels like Goku is still alive, so he doesn't do anything, and he tries to do a transmission like mind to mind with Goku, as he's there yelling throughout the whole universe, Goku, Goku, like in that little kid's voice. As Goku, he can move his mouth right now, and he says Zeno, as Zeno hears it and says Goku, as so yeah. Zeno says, Goku, do you need help? As Goku says, no, it's fine. I want to get stronger on my own. As Zeno says, okay, Goku. As Shinken said, did you get into contact with Goku? As they said, yes, but he wants to get stronger by himself. As Daishinken, he says, very well. As he tells Whis, and Whis is like, alright then. So, now, Goku, he's fully mastered Super Saiyan 2 version of Super Saiyan God. Alright? So he's big body now. And he is now and it took him about 5 months to get like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 4 down. So now his base form is Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God. As now he can start moving around. He's able to move his body since he's now stronger than Beerus. As he starts hopping around and stuff like that. But he sucked in all of Beerus's his ki. As he says, wow, God of Destruction ki. I wonder, can Infinity Ki multiply it? As he places Destruction Ki inside of his heart to see if it can be replicated multiple times by the Infinity Ki, and it can be, and and the Infinity Ki starts sending it around in Goku's body, and all of a sudden Goku drops, and he's in pain. He's yelling, ah, 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 like he's feeling like he's gonna die. Like the ki is that powerful that it's holding him down. Like Goku, he is in pain. He feels like he's gonna die, and he keeps yelling out, kill me, kill me, kill me. So yeah, I'm back. Where was I? Yes. So he told Daishinken that Goku wants to get stronger on his own, and Whis was told that, and Whis has not disclaimed that to anyone. So then, Vegeta, he got tired of looking for Goku, and he somehow along the way, while going back to his house, runs past, 18, as he says, wait, was that? As he flies back and says, 18, as he yells at 18, and 18 turns around and says, huh? Vegeta, what do you want? As she says, you're looking for Kakarot too, huh? As she says, yeah. As she says, any luck? As she says, no. And they're thinking, damn it, how can we even find him? As they're trying to think, and Vegeta remembers, they're Dragon Balls. As she says, that's right. As they go get the Dragon Balls and summon Shinron. As Vegeta says, I wish for Kakarot to be brought here. As Shinron says, that is beyond my power. As he says, what? Then make me stronger. As he says, that is beyond my power. As he says, give me knowledge of the transformations. That is beyond my power. As Shinron says, as Vegeta said, Shenron, what is not beyond your power? As he says, I apologize. My power has been sucked away from me. I'm unable to make wishes. You must find the source of my power stealing. If you cannot, then that means that person has the ability to make wishes now. And they have my knowledge. So, I'm of no help to you. As he says, well then, goodbye. As Shinron says, so there is no goodbye, huh? I guess this is the end for me. What was your name again? As Vegeta says, Vegeta. And Android 18, as he says, well then, Vegeta, Android, I wish you two the best life. We may not meet again in the future. Goodbye. As all of a sudden, Shinron disappears and the Dragon Balls go black and they all break and disappear into dust. And Vegeta says, damn it, damn it, damn it. Then he says, damn it, there's many other Dragon Balls, we have to go find those. As he finds the Omega Dragon Balls, and the same thing happens. But this time, this one's a little more, but the Omega Shenron is more confident, says, I guess this is the end for me as well. Brother, I will come meet you. Well then, goodbye, Vegeta. And 18, as it dies. And the same thing happens with basically all of the other ones. As after 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 Super Shenron, I think that's what its name is, but like the one down here dies, Goku gets this upsettingly big, large power boost where a lot of ki is being sent into his body, a lot of memories, things and stuff like that, and knowledge for every universe, galaxy, multiverse is going into his mind as he's hurting, he's yelling, stuff like that. As now Zeno can now sense Goku's ki. And he senses Goku's ki and he says, wait, he's surrounded by, he has many different keys in his body. But Zeno does not tell anyone that. And Zeno already knows at this point Goku is multiple times stronger than he used to be, and he's able to rival Daishinkin. But he doesn't tell Daishinkin this. Because Zeno knows that Goku will be able to will be able to beat him. But he knows damn well that Goku won't do that. As he just lets it go. As Goku, he knows this and he's wondering why. Why is Zeno so nice to him? As he gets stronger, and then he has the base form of, well, this, but remember, it's kind of hard for him to hold it for much long, so his base form is only like a few minutes or hours and stuff like that. So then Goku, after getting that out from the power from the Super Dragon Balls, he transfers some of his ki to his physical power, endurance, speed, and stuff, and durability, and the rest of the ki just flows throughout his body due to infinite ki. But it mostly resides inside of his mind, chest, which is the lungs, which is his lungs, since he has like a dragon heart type thing. He has a dragon heart, which makes him part dragonoid, and he also has like dragon like lungs, so he's able to like just shoot ki blasts out of his mouth and stuff like that. But he will not be shooting ki blasts out of his mouth. Well, he can shoot it out of his mouth, but he can shoot it without you needing to. So Goku, he focuses on ki training. So what he does is he takes ki from Super Saiyan God and ki from Super Saiyan Blue and fuses them together to make this ki, to make the one in the middle. Then wraps it around with Kaioken ki to make this. And he throws it into the distance and closes his hand, and it explodes at the size of like the moon, all right? And he thinks, as he throws it into the air and makes a moon, as like he didn't use the Kaioken, he just used the regular thing, and he makes a moon, which he turns into the ape. But the ape has red fur and stuff like that, and he's trying to control it. And stuff like that, but he remembers he still has to get stronger so he can get what he needs. And he gets and then he gets motivated, and he's like, I have to take control. As he takes control and turns into Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan Red, Super Saiyan God, sorry. The funny thing is, Super Saiyan Red is the name that I used to give Super Saiyan God before it came out in the anime. Like dead ass. Personally speaking, before Super Saiyan God was a thing, and I just saw it, I was like, oh, it's probably just fan art, and I was like, I'm gonna call it Super Saiyan Red, cause like it didn't have the name Super Saiyan God at the time, so like I was just like, okay, Super Saiyan Red then, and then I just went back to it. So yeah, so Goku he does that, and he doesn't master Super Saiyan God 4 until after a full year and 8 months, which means Goku he has now passed 3 years, and and what was it 3 years, 3 years and 6 months. Yes, congratulations to me. I'm not a dumbass. So yeah. So then they summon Ultimate Shinron, which Ultimate Shinron does the same thing that all the Shinron said, as they ask, why do you guys keep dying? As they said, somebody is sucking our power. All we know is that it's a strong being. As Vegeta says, a strong being. Damn it. How are we supposed to get Kakarot back? Basically, that's what he's yelling out in the air as he does that, and Goku got so strong. Like after how do I say this? After another 10 years, right? Another 10 years. Another 10 years, right? After another 10 years, he used Ultimate Shinron's ability to give wishes and gives himself immortality. He used Omega Shenron's he used Shenron and Omega Shenron's abilities to give himself immortality, and Ultimate Shenron he used Ultimate Shenron's wishing ability to make it so that he can well I'm so slow. Make it so that he can turn on and off his immortality. And then he used the Golden Shenron's ability to make it so that he is able to understand Ki better. Yes. So he can make wishes. He can make infinite wishes because he has the power of the Dragon Balls inside of him, inside of his heart as well. So he has multiple Dragon's hearts. He has in total 5 of them. So that makes him like overly OP. And Dragonoids to begin with could destroy a whole mountain in just 10 punches? Imagine this man's Goku. All he needs is 2 punches, and it's one. Because remember, he is much stronger now since his base form is Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God 3, SSG 3. So yeah. So he does that, and yeah. So he does that, and he thinks, alright, let's go to Super Saiyan Blue. As he goes to Super Saiyan Blue, and he tries even harder to get stronger and stronger. And this time he's pumping he's forcibly making his heart pump faster and faster, so he can pump more ki inside of his body. Since he has immortality, he doesn't have to worry about dying so he just keeps doing it, and he basically Master Super Saiyan Blue first, and then he infuses it with Ultra. And I think it's already has God Ki, right? Yeah, it already has God Ki, but he infuses it with God of Destruction Ki. All right, God of Destruction Ki, Devil Ki, and Infinity Ki, and he has gotten much stronger. So then his base form turns. Now his base form now is Super Saiyan 3 after those 10 years. And then he decides, maybe it's time to pay Earth a little visit. And take in mind, Earth is currently in ruin without Vegeta there. Vegeta is not there to protect them. Gohan is, well, basically doing his thing as Saiyan Man, and Krillin is completely useless. He has turned into a house husband, basically. Quite honestly, I'm fine with being a house husband. Like shit. I'm be dead ass here. For any adult women, shit. Just wait until I'm 18. Just wait until I'm 18. We could get married. You could go to work and I'll take care of the kids if you have kids. Alright? If you have kids, I'll look after the kids. You could just go to work. Alright? I'm good with babies. I don't really do anything to scare off babies and hurt them or anything like that. So, yeah, just wait till I'm 18. You can approach me and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. So, Deku, damn it. I'm sorry, because this is a collab between two what ifs. So, yeah. Let me go eat real quick. I'm hungry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah, now we're back. So, Goku went back to Earth and he's just looking around and he's seeing a destroyed, like an absolutely destroyed landscape. Like, his base form is this, basically. But, if he wanted to, his base form could be from, like, he could be from, like, all the way from his base form could be, like, from all the way Super Saiyan 1 all the way to Super Saiyan Blue 3. Alright, so yeah, which means Super Saiyan God 4 can also be a base form to him since he can gather enough ki to, well, do it. And now he's gotten used to, well, the heart pumping thing, like at high speeds and stuff like that. So yeah, since his blood is pumping higher, he's stronger and stuff like that. So yeah. So he looks at the landscape and says, "Oh boy, what happened in the 10 years what happened in the 13 years I was gone?" As he flies on Earth and lands, and Vegeta and 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 18 see Izuku see Goku while they're flying, and they said, "Who is that?" As they fly to it, and Vegeta says, "Who are you? Are you a new enemy?" As Goku says, "Vegeta." 18 as Vegeta says, "How do you know our names?" As 18, she notices the facial structure and she starts crying, and she says, Goku?" As Goku, he smirks and says, "So you still remember me, huh?" As she flies towards Goku and hugs him, and she starts crying on him. As Goku hugs her and says, there, it's alright." As Vegeta, he goes to Goku and says, "Kakarot, what happened?" As Goku says, "Well, to be exact, I've been stuck in space for 10 years because of Beerus, and I had to get key control. Oh, by the way." As he proceeds to touch Vegeta's left pec where his heart is, and then he touches Vegeta's head, and Vegeta gets this whopping knowledge of, well, transformation, what he can do with his ki. As Vegeta says, what is this?" As he says, "This is the knowledge of ki from all the Shinrods and how it can be used and the same transformations." "And what did you put in my heart?" He says, "That's God ki." As he says, "Wait, I'm able to pump God ki with my blood now?" As he says, "Yeah." As he says, "But what did you just say? All the Shinrons? Were you the one sucking?" As he says, "Yeah, I am." As he says, "Well, that doesn't matter now. The Earth is the planet's in ruin. There's this new villain that came in. He's stronger than recent Beerus." As he says, "Oh, alright then, let me meet him." As they go and they see the guy that looks like Cooler, just with black and gold armor. As hold on. As Cooler says, "Who are you? Who is this?" As he jumps down to get his head grabbed by Goku and says, "So, you're the one that's been wreaking havoc on my planet, huh? Well then, interesting." As he looks at Vegeta and 18 and throws him and says, 18, Vegeta, Did he hurt you in any way? Vegeta says, nothing I can't recover from. 18 says, no. As he says, alright then. Then I'll go easy on him. As he lowers his ki and his hair gets shorter, and he's in basically Super Saiyan God. As he grabs his head and he says, well, I don't really have anything to do going all out in base form against you. As he throws him on the floor, and all of a sudden, yes, he has a lot of ki blasts. He has these in total. Like, those are the main ones that he used. Why? Because he does not have like anything like to do. He doesn't like have anything to do with them. And then all of a sudden, this appears in Goku's hand. As Vegeta says, what is that? As this is a fusion of demonic ki and God of Destruction ki, and also God ki. As he throws it at the dude, and a giant explosion happens. And they see it and they're like, oh my god, that's destructive. As the guy that looks like Cooler, what name should I give him? Blizzard. His name is Blizzard, because I don't think there's somebody named Blizzard in, Dragon Ball, right? If there is, I apologize, but I'm stealing that name. So yeah, his name is Blizzard, as he transformed into his second form, which basically looks like Perfect Frieza. He basically looks like Perfect Frieza. And he starts attacking Goku. And Goku can dodge it easily. Goku's dodging easily. He's dodging his rights, left, ups, downs, diagonals, like with ease. As he says, this is getting tiring. As all of a sudden, this ball appears in his hand as he grabs Blizzard's face, pulls him close, and puts the ball closer to Blizzard's stomach, blasting a hole through Blizzard, and Blizzard falls and says, ow, as Blizzard dies. Then Vegeta, he says, Goku, come, we have to bring you to Bulma. Bulma's been looking for you and she's been worried sick. As he says, oh, right, I forgot about what happened. So, how's Chi-Chi? As Vegeta says, we haven't seen him in a while. As he says, alright then. As they go to where the Z fighters live, as they see Krillin and Chi-Chi making out with kids of their own. As Goku, he sees this and he looks in disgust. And take in mind, he's holding 18's hand, and 18 looks at this and says, wow, already moved on from me. And Krillin, he heard this slightly and he looks and sees 18 and says, 18, why are you here and who the hell is that? As Goku says, don't worry about it. As Krillin says, huh? You acting all high and mighty. As he goes to Goku and tries to attack him. And Goku, he just basically tanks them hits. This man literally did what Jiren did to Goku in Super Saiyan Blue. He tanking Goku hits. So he tanked the hits and he was like, alright then. Now that that's over, I guess it's my turn. As he punches Krillin, sending Krillin through 5 houses. As Goku, he goes to the city and he just blew over the city. He just did a slight blow to him, but it was kind of like a whole big ass breeze putting out all the fires and stuff like that. And he says, fix. As all of a sudden, everything goes back to normal. He used the ability of Shenron to make wishes. Like I said, he has infinite wishing ability due to infinite ki and stuff like that. And Shenron's ki. So, yeah. So Goku's gonna have those abilities as well. A super overpowered deku. I swear, if there's anything that implies to Aura, you best believe that I am the worst person you should never come into contact with. I definitely am the worst person if it comes to Aura. Any form of Aura, Ki, QI, And then I am the worst person to come into contact with. Because not only will I completely body you without you knowing what's happening, you'd be dead before you even know it. But anyways, Chi-Chi, she sees that and she goes to Goku and slaps him. Goku, he tanks that as well. But this time, instead of Goku hitting her, it was 18. 18 slapped her into where Krillin is, and they're both knocked out together. As Gohan and Goten see this, and they approach to fight on their supposed mother's behalf, as Goku says, "Stand down, Goten and Gohan." As they're like, who are you?" As Goku, he smiles and says, "What? You guys already forgot your old man?" As he does the Goku voice, as Gohan and Goten start crying as Gohan jumps on him, and Gohan's in his same man outfit, and he jumps on him and says, "Dad, is it really you?" As basically he says, "Yeah, I'm back, son." As they're both crying and stuff like that, as Bulma hears this and she runs outside and says what happened, as she sees Gohan and Goten hugging this person. They're like, "Who is that?" As she sees Vegeta and she says, "Vegeta, you're back." As she runs to Vegeta and she says, "Vegeta, who's this?" As Goku says, "Really? You two, Bulma, forgetting your own best friend?" Yes, best friend, cause them niggas traveled together for a lot, like shit. As she says, "Wait, Goku?" As she hugs Goku and starts crying, saying how she missed him and how she was so worried and stuff like that. As Vegeta brings up the pouting face and says, "Oh, so he gets hugs, but I don't." and Vegeta and Goku laughs and says, "Oh, come on, Vegeta." As Vegeta says, "Fine." So yeah. So everything on the planet gets fixed as Whis notices this and Beerus notices this as Beerus flies down to Earth and he sees this person. He has a black and red gi now. Why? Because I just want him to. My man's Goku is OP beyond compare. Why not give him a black and red gi? Like shit. So Deku won't be getting the gi. Why? Because I don't want Deku getting gi. So yeah. Now Deku, he finna have that 10 pack cause this Goku got the 10 pack as well. So yeah. So that happened and Beerus says, "Who are you and how dare you come into contact with my universe?" As Goku, he doesn't even move and he's right in front of Beerus and he looks at Beerus up and down and says, "You don't even seem much stronger than others." As he just flicks Beerus and Beerus goes flying as he hasn't even charged up his power. He's just in base power. Like, Goku is in base power. Like, remember this. He is in base power. That means he's not using any ki at all. He just flicked him with the Dragon Heart abilities and just flicked the man's. And he went flying about 500 meters. Well, no, 500 miles, basically. As he flies back and he charges at Goku and attacks him. Goku, he's dodging all of it. And he says, "Whis, attack as well." As Whis is attacking as well. And Goku hit Whis with the same move that Whis hit him and Vegeta with. As Whis notices the move and he says, "This move, there's only been 2 people who've seen it. That was... No, you can't be." As he says, "Yeah, I am." As Whis says, "Goku?" As Beerus hears this and says, "What? Goku? Impossible. You were trapped in space. How are you here?" As Goku says, "That's for me to know and you to find out. But sad thing is, you'll never find out." As he says, "Oh yes, I will." As he proceeds to charge at Deku and attack him, as he throws a Hakai, and Deku, as Goku, he wasn't having it. He throws the Hakai, and Goku threw a blast of his own. This is made out of condensed fire ki. And you know what I'd be doing with condensed fire ki. Or any sort of fire. So you know what this is. This is a star in his hand. As he throws it at the Hakai, and the Hakai sucks it up, the bear says, "Ha ha 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 ha. What will you do now?" As Goku, he just closes his hand into a fist and the Hakai explodes as he says, "What? What is that power?" As he says, "Oh, don't worry about it." As he has more of an affinity for Infinity Key, Fire Key, Air Key, and Enhancement Key, and Plant Key. Plant Key, Enhancement Key, Air Key, Infinity Key, Flame Key. Alright? So yeah. So then he does that. Then he leaves with 18 and Vegeta goes with Bulma, and Goku he goes to he like buys a house. He goes to a hotel cuz he earned some money. He got some money from Bulma, and let's just say him and 18 made some sweet love that night, and 18 will never forget it. 18 will never forget the sweet love moment that she had last night. As 18 wakes up the next day and she tries to get up and notices, "I can't move my legs." And she's nudging Goku, and Goku gets up real quick because Goku, he ain't that much of a sleepyhead like he was, because this man had to be practically awake the whole time, and plus he has brain cells to use now. So, yeah, bonus feature. But even if he didn't have those brain cells to use, once he got Shinron's mind, he would already had brain cells to use. So yeah. So Goku, he says what happened as she says, "I can't move my legs," as Goku says, "Oh, that's a predicament." As he proceeds to, oh my god, hold on, sorry about that, that was for my mom's work. So yeah, so he puts his hands on 18's legs, and 18 says, "What are you doing?" As her legs, and she starts to get feeling in her legs and says, I can move my legs. "What did you do, Goku?" As Goku says, "I healed it with ki." As she jumps on him and says, "Thank you," and she getting feisty and clingy, and she's just holding Goku tightly and falls back asleep on him. Goku, he does the daily routine of a boyfriend. Yes. I can't say my daily routine because I don't have feelings of love. I don't feel love no more. Not like not like my heart has been broken. It's just that I'm too cold for it. And somebody said in the comments, "To have my mindset, you must be cold." And quite honestly, you're right. You're right, because you have to see a lot of shit to have my mindset. Like, a lot of shit. And personally speaking, the most shit I have seen is many people die and many graveyards. And quite honestly, I happen to have visions of people that died when I touched the tombstone. You know that, right? So, this is actually a true story. I think I was about like 4 or 5 at this time. So, it was at a funeral, right? It was at a funeral, and I was getting bored at the funeral. Like, it was a boring ass funeral. Like, I was bored. Like, I was 4 or 5 at the time, so of course I was gonna be bored. So my mom said, "Just explore the place right now. Just don't get like too far." So I'm on like we're in the like the 5th row. So I go to like the 7th row, and I just hop, like I just touch this tombstone, and I just see have this vision, and like let me tell you what the vision about. It's basically about like this midget. Like it was in Haiti. I was in Haiti about this time, and like it was about this midget that like she got like raped and stuff like that. I can remember the vision clearly because I saw 2 visions that day. I saw 2 visions. One of a girl getting raped to death and killed, and then another one of somebody getting beat to death with bats and sticks. So I saw those very vividly, and I was like, and quite honestly, I went running back to my mom crying. So shit, I don't know if I still have that, if I can still see those visions, because I have had visions before at this age, but it's mostly about like glimpses in the future and stuff like that. So yeah, so like every time I do something, like most of the things I do, it kind of feels like nostalgic, like it happened again. So like I still have visions. It's just that like I don't have the whole like death visions and shit like that. So yeah, so we cut back. So she gets clingy and stuff like that as he wakes her up so she can momentarily put her clothes on. She puts her clothes on, and they basically fly to Vegeta's house, and Vegeta says, "You're not gonna ask her to get off." He says, "No, it's perfectly fine. She's light." As he says, "Alright then, so what do you want to do?" She says, "Well, first, gotta teach you about the training regimen. As he says training regimen, as he grabs Vegeta and he pulls him out of the universe. As he says, where are we? He says, we are out of the universe. As he says, wait, what? We're no longer in Universe 7? As he says, yup, we are no longer in Universe 7. We're in the middle of every universe in this multiverse. As he says, Kakarot, how do we get back? He says, don't worry about it. I can instant transmission us. So, Goku, he doesn't even need to touch his head to instant transmission now. All he has to do, since his ki is spread out to the whole world, all he has to do is just trace the ki, and he can do it perfectly fine. Like perfectly, it's perfectly fine. Like he doesn't even have to think about it, and he already gets it, and he already gets like the tip, like where the point ends and where the point starts, and every stop until the point ends. So he could just he can instant transmission there without even needing to touch his head. So all he has to do is, well, just click on that specific point, like use that, like press that specific point like mentally, and then he's there. So Vegeta says, fine. So he trains Vegeta, and Vegeta, his base form is basically Super Saiyan 3. Yes, Vegeta unlocks Super Saiyan 3. I know, right? And like, I was actually quite pissed when Vegeta didn't get Super Saiyan 3. And I think the fact that Vegeta didn't get Super Saiyan 3 was the main reason why he's always left behind, and why he was left behind by Goku. So yeah. So he does that. And yeah. So let's just say Baby came back. Baby came back and took control of Krillin. Baby came back and took control of Krillin, and Goku quite honestly did not care about this. He said, alright then, guess I'll just have to kill Krillin. As he legit murks Krillin. He kills Krillin and Baby at the same time. As she says, Krillin, no! And she says, at least you can get the Dragon Balls. As she gets Piccolo and says, we need the Dragon Balls. As Piccolo says, sadly, the Dragon Balls have been destroyed. And she says, what? I can't get Krillin back? As Goku says, oh no, Krillin, he's dead. As Chi-Chi's mad, she slaps Goku and says, he's dead because of you. As Chi-Chi got the ass whooping of a lifetime that day, and she learned not to, well, harm 18's man. Alright? So, yeah. So we skip to a year later. Now it's time for the tournament of power. So everything happened as per normal except for Goku. He's bodying every opponent he comes into contact with. Like, I don't need to know. I already know how this is gonna go. And Jiren's gonna get clapped, as Jiren's actually gonna push Deku to go at least, like, he's gonna go up to, like, another form. Like, he legit's gonna push Goku to go another form. Like, imagine. Could have been the top 100. Fuck that shit. So, yes. He does that. And, yeah. So they come back later, and they're like, alrighty then. We did what we can, and now it's time to, well, dip, skedaddle. So they go back to Earth, and, yeah. So, it's time for Goku to leave. Goku, he leaves for training. Like, it's been 10 years. Vegeta, he's got stronger, and his base form is basically Super Saiyan God 2. No, it's Super Saiyan God 3, since, yeah. So then, it's Super Saiyan God 3, and Goku, he's been gone for 10 years since then. And Goku, he's mastered, his Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan 4. Oh my god, I know, right? Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 4, as Goku appears out of nowhere. Like, he is next to Zeno. He's wearing the black gi and stuff like that, and he appears next to Zeno. And Zeno says, Goku, you're here. As Goku, he picks up the two Zenos, and he smiles and said, yeah, I'm back, guys. As they said, yeah, and stuff like that. So they did that, and Universe 6 didn't get destroyed in the first one. It was actually Universe 4. Yes, Universe 4. So Universe 4 got erased, and Deku thinking, no, Goku thinking, okay then. As he meets Jiren, as he's like, alrighty then. So, like, it's the fight between, like, Jiren and Goku relatively he's beating Jiren relatively easy, and Jiren goes up, and Goku, he goes Super Saiyan Blue. Like, just Super Saiyan Blue number 1. SSJ Blue 1. And he completely claps Jiren. And he says, alright then, as Jiren's universe gets erased, and Goku says, if we ever see each other in the future, I wish to fight you again. As Jiren, he smiles and says, yes, as do I. So, Jiren gets erased, and Goku, he makes a wish and says, I wish for the universe 6 people to get reincarnated. But sadly, they won't be in Goku's and the My Hero Academia world. They'll be in some different ass universe. So yeah. So when Goku gets it, there will be a form called Omnipotence. And you'll find out what Omnipotence is later. So, he does that, and yeah. So Goku's gonna have, like, he's not gonna have, like, this mentality of Goku. Because this man's Goku has Black Air Force energy towards anyone but Vegeta and 18 and Bulma. So, apart from Zeno, Daishinkin, Whis, and stuff like that, he has black, and those I said before, he has black energy, Black Air Force energy towards them. So yeah, so they're the only people that Goku actually respects, and he takes that to heart. He actually respects them. All right, he respects them. Oh my God, damn. Because he actually respects them. So, yeah. So, Goku, after another 100 years since he made his friends immortal, and having 13 kids with 18, 18 says, alright then. As 18 dies of old age, and Goku says, I hope you, and he wishes for her to reincarnate in the world that he's gonna reincarnate in soon. So 1,000 years later, Goku's kids have all died, and he hasn't remarried since then. And he made sure that his kids reincarnated as well, but they won't be in the My Hero Academia world. As Goku, he has already done, like, many things. He's gotten stronger, he's protected the universe, multiverse, galaxies, omniverses. He's able to destroy basically anything in the world after he achieved infinity. But now he's in existence, so he's able to destroy existence itself. But he does not. He's able to destroy entire existences, but he does not. Like, oh, what about the beyond? Yes, the beyond is smaller than existence. I want you guys to remember that, alright? So yeah. So Deku beats it, and he says, alrighty then, it's time I reincarnate. As he basically stabs himself in the heart, in the chest, and he destroys his heart. As his soul basically just wanders off in space. Like, he does not get his consciousness back until he gets inside his reincarnated body. Even though he'll be trapped in the mind, he does not want the whole body itself, because he knows that he'll be overly powerful and possibly destroy that whole planet if he wanted to at such a young age. So, he made it so that they have to earn it. Now, this is when his body gets transported into a baby's body. And this is when Izuku is being given birth to. As he says, what is this? Who is this? As he hears what happens, as he's basically looks around and sees that he's in a hospital. He was just born. As we skip to 4 years later, Goku, he's been living a relatively easy life in Goku's head, basically. he doesn't really do much. He just sits around and sleeps, basically. Basically, just sits around and sleeps and just looks at Izuku's memories because he finds them to be, well, nice. Especially the parts where it's about All Might. So he's like, alrighty then. I guess that's that. And yeah. So he's doing that. And he's just minding his own business. Doesn't really care about anything. And we know good boy Vegeta has sadly not reincarnated where Goku is. So, yeah. This sadness is real. Oh, such a pitiful and cruel world. Oh. Oh, how I do not wish to be a part of it. Alright, I'm done. So, Gerki does that, and basically, he's minding his own business, doesn't really care about anything, and yeah, so we skip to when he's 4. Goku sees the whole thing about, oh, you don't have a quirk and stuff like that, and he's like, quirk, what's that? And he learns about the quirk from Izuku's memory, and he says, oh, that. Well then, it's fine by me. It's not like he can't get stronger. And then we skip to when he's in middle school. Goku, he has been watching Deku get bullied, and every time Goku has to destroy like the space around him. And like every time he destroys the space around him a little bit, Deku gets a headache. Like first it was with this ball and he exploded it and made a massive explosion as Deku got a headache, but then he did it with this one. And Izuku had a migraine as when he did it with this one, Izuku passed out. As he says, so it has an effect on his mindset as well. Maybe this will be useful to make him forget that he's getting bullied. But it won't last for long, as he says, I'll let him go through this, but when the time comes when he meets me, I'll train him to the finest perfection and help him become what he wants to be in the future, whether it be bad or good. As Zano has been looking for Goku's reincarnation, but they don't know who it is. They'll know when, well, Goku lets Deku get his key. So, yeah. So Deku has yet to get Goku's key. Why? Because he hasn't gotten betrayed yet. So, the whole thing where Gea take a swan dive off the roof happens, and Deku does take a swan dive off the roof. But every time he gets up, he sees that he's perfectly fine, and he thinks that his power is basically, durability. As he tries to do it again, but his body forcibly stops him because Goku uses his ki to take control and force him not to do it. So Deku's thinking, oh, it's just an instinct from my body, and stuff like that, but it's not. It's legitimately Goku just forcing his body not to do it. And he does not know this. Like, he does not know this, so don't worry. You know, throats be parched when doing this type of shit. Oh, I'm at the top 1,000. Oh. Deku, he's getting bullied and stuff like that, and he lets it happen. Like, Goku's letting it happen, sorry. So now it's time for when Deku gets betrayed. The USJ. 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 So yeah. Oops, if I sang that, if I was singing, that I was totally not singing that consciously. I usually sing randomly sometimes because my vocal cords have gotten ass. Because I haven't sung for so long, my vocal cords have become booty. So don't comment on my singing, please. So yeah, I apologize for that. So, Deku, he's basically in the USJ. He's basically getting death stares from class ever since they walked into class the day of the USJ, and he's wondering what the hell's going on. As when it comes to the USJ, he goes to Uraraka and says what happened. As Uraraka pushes him away and says, "Don't touch me, villain." As Deku says, "Villain? What are you talking about?" As she says, "You know exactly what I'm talking about." And Deku, he does not know what she's talking about, like, at all. He's just wondering, what does she mean by villain? As Uraraka's not saying a thing. Like, she's not saying a thing to him. So, Deku, he's in the blank here. He does not know what's going on. He does not know how things are going. He does not know how he got to this point. He's in the blue here. And he's wondering, why are they calling me a villain and stuff like that? As the League of Villain attack and shit like that, and basically they throw him. Let's just say no. He doesn't have a relationship with Mirako or anything like that. So they're all like 17, alright? They're all 17. They go to UA High School, alright? That was their last year at UA High School. So yeah, in UA High School they just did regular hero things, and in the last day, no, not the last day. This is the week before the last day, basically, where they were just doing training to get them prepared for the 10 months of training that they will be doing by themselves. So he gets betrayed there, and that happens. Like, he gets betrayed there, and he's wondering, what the hell? What's going on? As Edith says, yeah, he took the UA files. As Deku says, what? I never took any UA files. To which Bakugo explodes his face and says, shut up, damn nerd. We know damn well that you did it. We even have video proof. As Deku says, ow. Yeah. So Shigaraki disintegrates Deku's neck. And Deku, he's in the mindscape. And his body, like he was just thrown out in the forest. Like, his body was thrown out in the forest by All Might and the teachers. Well, not teachers, but All Might. All Might took the quirk back from Deku because he thought that Deku was the traitor. As Deku, he's basically in his mindscape, and he's thinking, who is it? Where am I? As he just sees this person infuriated, just banging on the floor, making craters, as Deku says, ow, what are you doing? As he says, alright, it attacks your mental state when I hit near. As he walks up to Deku and says, kid, get up. As Goku says, okay. As he gets up and says, kid, look me in the eyes. What do you want to be? As he says, I want to be a hero. As Goku, he looks at him with the sternest face that he has ever looked at anyone, and he says, are you sure? As he says, yes. As he says, are you positive that you want to be a hero? As he says, yes. As Goku says, I'm gonna ask you again, what do you want to be? A hero. Say it louder. A hero. Louder. A hero. As he says, good. Now I'll be training you. As, do I really sound like a villain? Like, somebody in the comments said I'd be sounding like the antagonist or villain in the story. Like, do I really sound like the antagonist? Tell me that in the comments. Like, I don't have a problem with being called the antagonist, but like, shit. I didn't know I sounded like the antagonist. Like, this is the best narrator's voice I can come up with. Like, deadass. So yeah, so he does that, and yeah, so all right, so he trains Deku in the Mindscape, and he says, "Kid, I'll be training you for 113 years." As he says, "What? That's too long." As he says, "Don't worry. It'll only be 13 weeks in here. It'll only be 13 days in the outside." As he says, wait, what?" He says, "Yes, because you have to do the 10 months training thing so you could go to school. Isn't that right?" As he says, yeah." As he says, "Good." As he trains him for that time, and he basically masters Goku's form. And Deku, he does not have like the gi. Goku basically has like regular clothes, basically. Now, let me show you the clothes he's wearing. I'm gonna have to use like the clothes I used for no. So yeah, he's basically wearing this outfit. He's wearing the one on the left, alright, with the whole sweater on, the turtleneck. So ignore the person wearing it. It's Izuku. Izuku has instead of red hair, blue colored hair, since it's close to his green hair. So yeah, so he's strong. His base form is stronger than Goku's base form, like right now, since he chose Super Saiyan Blue, then Super Saiyan God. So yeah, he's choose Super Saiyan Blue 3 instead of Super Saiyan God 3. So alright, I'm gonna be dead ass here. I'm gonna be as dead ass as I can. He's wearing the left one. The left. The left, alright? If you're a righty, you know which hand you're holding your phone with, alright? Alright? Yeah. Yeah. The left. And if you say the right in the comments, if I ever catch you in the streets, watching your video the way I think you're watching it, which is you watching your videos upside down, I'm gonna beat you senseless. Especially if it's my videos. I'm joking, I won't beat you senseless, but still, I'm gonna have to like correct you by taking your phone and fixing it. So yeah, he's wearing the left outfit, alright? And he's just walking around. Like, he finally got back to society. Like, yeah, he's not Goku buff, he's this buff. As he's just walking around, and he's basically minding his own business. Doesn't even give a crap about what's going on. He's just like, alright then. And he just sees this girl getting cornered. This girl gets getting cornered by, what seem to be rapists. I get an ill taste in my mouth when I say that word. By three guys. Three guys. Three guys. Yeah, they can't beat her when it comes to a fight, but one of them have a capture ability to, well, use earth. He can only use it minor to make like things like bounds, like bind her, like, and stuff like that. And she says, she's yelling, "No, stop it, or I'll beat your ass when I get out of this." As they're about to rape her, and the one that's reaching for her shirt, it means this, gets his hand slapped away, and his hand goes flying to the ground, and he says, "What? Who did that?" As they look to the side, and they see this person. As Izuku, he looks at her, at Mirako, and he says, "Pro Hero Miracle, right?" As she says, you know about me?" As Izuku says, "I mean, you are the number 5 hero." As they hear the number 5 hero, as number 5 hero, quick, we gotta run. We almost tried to rape the number 5 hero. As Izuku says, "Oh, no, you don't." As all of a sudden, this appears behind Izuku, and three threads go out of it, and it touches those, it grabs those guys. As it's lifting them in the air, and Izuku gets them out of gets Mirako out of the thing, and Miracle tries to stand, but she's unable to due to the fact that he used the earth manipulation to hurt her a little bit by tightening the things on her legs the most, since she can't move her legs. As she's unable to stand, as Izuku picks her up bridal style, and she's like, "Hey, put me down." As Izuku says, "No can do, sis." Like deadass, he says, "No can do, sis. We gotta take you to the doctor to see what the problem is so I can fix it." And she says, "What?" As he says, "You heard me. Mies have to take you to the hospital to see what the problem is so I can fix it." As she says, do you have like some sort of healing ability?" As he says, "Close, but not close enough." Yeah. So he picks up Mirko and he just flies off. They're flying in the air, and Mirko sees this, and her eyes are sparkling. Izuku says, "Don't lean too much out of my arms if you fall. I wouldn't want to be responsible for you dying." As she says, right. As they get to the hospital, as no, they go to the police station first and turn in the guys, and yeah, they have been wanted rapists. So Izuku got paid 1 billion yen. You may be wondering why 1 billion yen, because they tried to rape Miracle, and if it wasn't for him, Miracle would have been raped. And so yeah, he got paid a hefty sum in a credit card, basically a regular credit card, no gold credit card and stuff like that, just a regular credit card. So Deku takes her to the hospital and says, "Can you tell me what's wrong with her?" And they said she has 3 fractured bones in each leg. And Izuku, he says, "Alright then, I'll be taking her." As he picks her up bridal style, as she says, "Wait, put me down." As he says, "Why?" As he says, "Nope." As he takes her to a house buying place, and they buy a house. As he buys a house, and the house he buys is this. As he buys this house, this house costs him about like it's like a small mansion. It's about like 25 million yen. Yeah, 25 million yen. He'll buy a bigger house, but that's after he like gets booming with his business. So he starts a business, basically, and his neighbors are gonna be Momo, not in this house, but like in the house he buys. Momo, let's just say Momo wasn't in the same school as him. All right, Momo wasn't in the same school as him. It was basically everyone in class 1A except for Momo, Todoroki, and scratch what I said about. No, Ito was there. Yeah, Momo and Todoroki. They were the only ones there since their parents didn't want them to, well, go there, so they pulled some strings. So you may be wondering, why is Ida there then? His parents didn't want to pull strings for him. They were like, "You're gonna get your ass over there, and you're gonna, well, like it." So yeah, you get the gist. So yeah. So yeah, you get the gist and shit. So Deku, he bought the house, and then he went straight to the house and said, "Alright then," because like the house was already pre-built. It's just that they didn't have any buyers, so he bought the house, and he says, "Alright," everything was given to him. And he goes to the house, and Mirko, she fell asleep in his arms while he was doing all that. Like, deadass. Mirko fell asleep while in his arms. And Izuku, he went to the house, and he healed her wound, her leg. As Izuku, he just goes and buys groceries and stuff like that. And in this time, like, he bought groceries, he started planning on making a whole company and stuff like that. So what they will be selling, what they will be selling are leaves, but not any leaves. Leaves infused with healing key. They could heal any injury, whether it be you eat the leaf or you directly apply it. So yeah. So that's how OP Deku is. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. I also hope that you're loving this what if. Because if I'm not loving it, you guys are not loving it. If you guys are not loving it, then I'm not loving it. So yeah, you get the gist. Alrighty then. So what the I'm dead. Oh what the Oh my god. Oh my god. I had a little 12 fever, I'm good. Anyways, so yeah. So so Miracle gets up like 3 hours later after Izuku was like done planning everything. Hold on. So yeah. So Miracle, she pops up awake right as Izuku finishes thinking about what he's gonna sell and how he's gonna sell it, and he's already done. He's gonna sell those medical leaves that can cure injuries. He won't do anything that can cure like diseases and stuff like that. He'll be doing that like in the future. But anyways, Miracle in her while she's like asleep, she's having a nightmare about getting raped and stuff like that. Cause she had like and abused, cause she had like a bad childhood. She never got raped in her childhood, but like she had like bad memories of getting like hit and stuff like that. So she wakes up just she's like she's breathing heavily. She's in cold sweat as she runs to basically where Zuko is. So like she's like waking up where Zuko is. Like, she wakes up and starts running to where Izuku is, and Izuku sees her and he turns around and says, "Oh, you're away," and he sees her crying and he runs to her and hugs her and says, "Are you okay?" As she's saying, "He's gonna rape me, he's gonna rape me, he's gonna rape me." As he says, Who's gonna rape you?" As she says, my dad." As Izuku says, "Calm down. He's not gonna hurt you." As he holds her tighter and she starts crying. She's crying and crying and crying and crying. As she stops crying 1 minute later, and Izuku says, "Can you tell me what happened in your past? Because this seems to be stringed from something that happened in your past." And she explains how she was abused because of like how weak her quirk was compared to like her brothers that had other animal quirks, but she ended up with like you know bunny quirk and shit like that. So she felt like quite she felt like useless. She felt useless, powerless, and stuff like that. And Izuku says, "You're not powerless. I mean, look at you. You're the number 5 hero." Like, it was at this time that she's not like number, like, 3 hero. Number 3 hero, right? Like, she is number 3 hero. Yeah, she was the number 3 hero. But she's like number 5 right now. As Izuku says, "Calm down. I mean, like, you're the number 5 hero. Smile," as he picks up her head and he says, "Smile for me." As she smiles, and Izuku says, "See? There you go. You're a big girl." As she smiles and says, "But where am I?" As he says, "Ah, you're in my house. Remember, I bought a house." As he says, "Oh, alright then." As Miracle says, "Well, I guess I'm gonna leave." As Izuku says, "Nope, hold it." As she says, What is it?" As he says, "You're living with me from now on." As she says, What? But what about my parents?" As he says, "Don't worry about your parents. You'll live with me, and that's that. I'm strong enough to body this whole planet. Your parents are tribal matters." Hold on. Says, "Okay," but she is about to leave and says, "But my stuff are at my parents' house." As he says, "Oh, then where do you live?" As she tells him, and basically he sees where that is, as he goes, and he finds her room, which is the attic, and he says, "What the hell? Are they really making her live there?" As he goes, gets her stuff, and he goes back to his house, and Mirako, she's just sitting she's sitting on the couch like she's worried that he's gonna get like hit by her dad. As he says, "I'm back." As she says, are you hurt anywhere? Did they attack you?" As he says, "I'm perfectly fine, Mirako." As Mirako says, "Oh, thank God." So yeah, hold on. So yeah, Nezuko goes back to the house, and hold on, let's get back to that picture of Deku. And he says he's fine and stuff like that, and he tells Miracle that he's planning to start a business. As Miracle says, "What are you going to sell?" As Deku, he says, come here, as they proceed to the garden of the house. As Deku finds a tree, and he puts his hand on the tree, and he picks a leaf off the tree. Because he already sent Ki into the tree. As he goes to Miracle, punches her in the arm, and Miracle says, "Ow, what was that for?" As he says, "Eat it." As she says, "What?" As she says, "Eat it, eat the leaf." As she eats the leaf, and her arm gets healed, and she says, "What? I don't feel the pain anymore." As he says, "Yeah, that's what it does. It heals you from any wound you get." As she says, what?" As he says, "Yeah, your wounds get healed." As she's like, wow. As Izuku says, "I know." Magical, right? So yeah. So she gets the shit healed out of her. So she says, "What school do you go to?" She says, "But first, how old are you to be exact?" As Izuku says, "I should be turning around 18 this year." As she says, "When?" As he says, "July 25th. I think that's his birthday, I think. It's either July 5th or 25th. Or 14th. I think it's July 14th. Let's find out. Oh my fucking. His birthday is July 15th. So yeah. So Miracle says, "You're gonna be selling these?" As he says, "Yeah. They're used for healing wounds." As she says, "How, how, how much you gonna sell them for?" As Izuku says, "Well, the minimum you can get is about a bag. So a bag will be about a bag will have about 1,000 of these leaves." As she says, "1,000? How are you gonna get all of them?" As he says, "Oh, it's easy." As he just touches his heart, as Miracle sees this light colored this white colored string come out of his chest, and she's like, what is that? Are you as he says, "No, this is my power." As he rolls it and he throws it at the tree, and it touches the tree, and Izuku, he basically says, "Now it can continuously produce the leaves, and it drops the leaves when they're perfect." Oh my god, hold on. So yeah, Deku, he still has the power of Shinron, but he's not gonna use it. And so Izuku, he goes inside with Mirako and stuff like that, and they sit down and they talk about how the business is gonna go. As he says how much money you're gonna invest in the company at this current moment in time. As Izuku says, "Well, since it's gonna be a big hit, and plus I don't really have to worry about money." As she says, "What do you mean?" As he says, "Well, you see this card?" As he says, "Yes." As he says, "I wish for a bank account." And all of a sudden, you see him start glowing. As Miracle says, "Wait, what? Did your wish come true?" As he says, "Yeah." As she says, "Wait, what? How? Do you have like a wish granting power?" As he says, "No." "I actually stole this ability." As she says, "What? You have a quirk that can steal?" Oh, he says, oh, you're misunderstanding. This is not a quirk. Yeah. What I have is not a quirk. It's called Ki. It's life energy, and it seems I'm the only person on Earth that can use it." As she says, oh. So, Deku, he basically does like, he basically says, "Alrighty then, that's taken care of." So, he takes care of that, and he basically minds his own business like nothing happened. So, yeah. So, now we cut to, sorry. Alright, so, yeah, I got into it. Alright, I'm ready. So, Deku, he starts the business. He says, "I wish I had infinite," as he made the wish for infinite dollars, right? And hold on. So basically, yes, I'm in the bathroom doing this, so you're gonna hear a lot of echoing. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so he does that like for like all he does for the 10 months is just manage his business, and he has made just he has made 2.5 billion dollars off of this business. All right, the smallest is 1,000, which cost about 50 million, and the highest is basic. Then there's the medium one, which is well a whole pack with 10 of those bags, which is 500 million, and then there's a year's supply of them, which costs 1 billion. And no, and he didn't disclose like the thing about the year supply one. So yeah, so he does that, and countries are buying it too. Like countries are buying it, like New York and stuff like that. So yeah, especially Russia. So yeah, not like to be making like a Russian stereotype of like you guys getting hurt and anything like that. Cause I'm not doing it like that because I'm not doing it like that. It's just that I feel like if Russia heard about this, they'd like it. They'd actually take it so that they won't be worried about like getting hurt or anything like that. So yeah. So Miracle says, so what do you want to do after you get turned 18? And he turns around and says, I don't know, maybe we could start dating. As she blushes and says, are you sure you want to date someone like me? As he grabs Miracle and kisses her. As Miracle surprised but kisses back, as Izuku breaks the kiss 2 minutes later and says, no, I wouldn't just like it. I'd love to date someone like you. As she blushes harder, and then comes Izuku's birthday. Just to like 3 months. Yeah. Then comes Izuku's birthday, and Izuku's 18 now, and they're engaged. As Izuku bought her a ring. Let me show you the ring. So engaged, and he got her this ring. This is actually my favorite stone. This is a purple galaxy diamond. Yes, this is a purple galaxy diamond. This is my favorite stone. Why? Because it looks like it has like a whole stars in it and stuff like that. This is my favorite diamond. This is my favorite stone, and nobody can change my mind about it. And he also got them, well, bracelets, Mirko's and his, alright? So yeah, they became engaged, and this is the house that Izuku bought after starting his business. And plus, he already has infinites of dollars. After all, he made the wish. So he bought the house. This house cost him about $2.5 billion due to how big it is, and he is Momo's neighbor. As he noticed that he has neighbors, so he went to give them a welcoming gift, and he saw that it was Momo, and Momo said, "Oh, hello there. How may I help you, sir?" As Azuku says, "Oh, just call me Azuku. I'm about your age, right? How old are you?" As she says, "I'm 17." As he says, "Yeah, I'm a part of your age group." As she says, "Wait, really?" As she says, "Yeah." As take in mind, remember Izuku's base hair is Super Saiyan Blue, which means he can destroy a whole mountain with one punch if he doesn't limit his strength. He is basically Super Saiyan Blue 3, all right? So yeah, I want you to remember that. And yeah, Miracle usually wears casual clothes and stuff like that, so yeah. So Izuku, he wears casual clothes as well, but he mostly likes to wear a style like this, basically. I think these are twins. I don't know. Probably. So he's wearing this one right now, the outfit on the right. And he basically, I'm gonna delete this since we don't need this house anymore. So Momo said, "Oh, then why are you here?" As he says, "Well, I'm your next door neighbor, and I'd like to welcome. Well, get used to the neighborhood." As she accepts and she lets him in to talk. As she says, "So, what high school are you going to?" As Azuku says, "Well, honestly speaking, my future wife, that is, we're currently engaged, is enrolling me into UA High." As she says, "Wait, what do you mean? Aren't you part of the same age group?" As Azuka says, "Yes, I'm 18 years old." As she says, "Oh, alright then." And he says, "So I heard that you're Momo Yairozu, a part of the Yairozu intercorps." As she says, "Ah, yes, those are my parents." As he says, "Nice." As he says, "So I heard you guys have been going out of have been going out of medical business since, well, my leaves came into play. And she says, "Wait, you're the owner of the leaves thing?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just had nothing else to sell. I could infuse things with my ability, but like I wanted to help people when it comes to when they get damaged. So here's what I'll do." As Momo says, I'm listening as he says, how about our families work together? I'll supply you guys with the the I'll supply you guys with the leaves and you guys can sell them. And if other people want them directly, they can come to me to get the leaves. As she says, okay, as she says, "But can I call my parents first?" As he says, "Go right ahead." As she calls her parents and explains what happens, as the parents said, "Sure, Momo, go ahead." As Momo says, my parents agree. As she prints out a contract and he signs the contract. They each get 50-50. All right, they each get 50-50. No, Izuku, he says, "I'll take 10%, you guys can take 9%, but Momo says, "No, that's unfair." As Izuku says, "It's fine." And she says, "Okay." So he goes back to Mirako and tells her what happened, and Mirako says, "Swear, you really are too generous for your own good," as he smiles and says, as she's the only one that gets to see him smile that brightly. Alright? Like, Izuku got that bright smile. Like, that bright ass smile. You see right here, he's the only one she's the only one that sees that. So yeah. So he has that bright ass smile. But to everybody else, he has like that stern, cold facial expression. He has eyebrows. He has eyebrows like that. So yeah. So he does that, and it's the end of the 10 months time skip, and this time Izuku, he's going to school. He goes to school with Momo, as they walk to school instead of getting dropped off because they don't want to drag any attention. So they both went off of a recommendation, but Izuku chose he wants to do the test. As Mirako says, "Alright then," and tells Nezu, and Nezu agrees. So, yeah. So they do that. Izuku passes the test, and that's where I'm going to be leaving it off, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and bye. This has been Lotus. Oh no, never mind. So, alright, let's go back. Let's go back. Time skip to when they're about to go, when they're going to school. Yeah, when they're going to take the test. Let me show you his car. So yeah, he pulls up in front of Momo's house in the Lamborghini, and Momo sees it, and she's thinking it's that Izuku. As Izuku rolls the window down and says, "Come on, let's go." As Momo says, "Alright," and goes. As Momo, while they're in the car, she's talking, she says, "So which one are you taking?" As she says, "I heard you are on recommendation because of, well, who your wife is." As he says, "You're right." As Momo says, "But wait, who is your wife?" As he said, this may come as a shocker, but my wife is Mirako." As she says, "What? The number 5 hero?" As he says, "Yeah, my wife is Mirako, number 5 hero." As she says, "That's so cool. How is she?" As he says, "She's relatively cool-headed. She's not really that much of a headache than most people think she is." As she says, "So how good is she in bed?" As Izuku says, "Oh, we haven't done that yet, don't worry." As he says, "Oh, alright then." So he says, "But anyways, which one are you taking?" "I'm taking the, I, damn it, what was it? The recommendation test." As he says, "I'll be taking the regular one. I want to prove my power." As she says, "Oh, alright then." So Izuku gets there, and everybody sees the car pull up, and they're like, "Oh, they must be rich," and stuff like that. As they see Momo come out of the car, and everybody's thinking, "Oh, she looks beautiful," and they see this this buff type tone person with this long hair and come out, as they're like, "Who's that? Is that her boyfriend?" As the girls are thinking he looks hot, and the boys are thinking Momo looks hot, as they just look and they see the ring on Izuku's finger, and they're like, oh, so he's married to her. But then they look at Momo's arm and they see they're not married. So yeah, so they do that, and oops, big mistake there. So they pull up, and ways to Momo, and he goes to Momo and says, oh, hey Momo. As Momo says, oh, hey there, Todoroki. As Todoroki says, so who was that? As Momo says, oh, that's my neighbor. He came to pick me up. As he says, neighbor, how old is he? As he says, he's 18. As she says, oh, nice. As Izuku, he goes and he sees class 1A. Or, yeah, class 1A, the people that were in his class. And he says, ew, it's them. You know, I really didn't want to see them. They're the reason I'm in this. They're the reason I am the way I am. As he walks past them and he bumps into Bakugo's shoulder, and Bakugo says, hey, extra, turn around and apologize. And he just continues walking forward, and Bakugo grabs his shoulder and says, hey, extra, turn around and apologize. As Deku turns around, and he grabs Bakugo by the throat and slams him against the wall and says, if you ever lay your hand, your filthy, disgusting, crusty ass hands on me ever again, I will make sure that you don't have anything to touch my shoulder with. As Bakugo, as he's getting choked, he's like, I'd like to see you try. As Deku, he makes a keyblade with his hand and cuts Bakugo's hands off, and he walks away. Bakugo is yelling and shit like that. As the teachers come out and say, you can't do that, as you're disqualified. As he says, I don't care, as he just walks out of UA and he goes back home. As Miracle says, why are you back so early? As Izuku explains what happened, as Miracle boops him on the nose and says, you know, you really are just so much to handle. As she says, fine, I'll go with you. As like they gave Bakugo a leaf, that leaf that Izuku made, and the only thing it did was stop the bleeding. Ow, sorry. That hurt my ears. As Izuku, he pulls up back to UA with Miracle, and the teacher saw him pull up with Miracle, and they're like, what? What's his relationship with Miracle? As Miracle walks up to the teachers and says, so, do you guys mind explaining why you told him he was disqualified? As Nezu says, wait, what do you mean? Is he the one that you were talking about? As Miracle says, yes, we're engaged. As he says, wait, you guys are engaged? As Midnight says, isn't he too young to get engaged? As President Mike says, yeah. As Izuku says, I'm 18 years old. I'm of the legal age to get married. As that shuts President Mike and Midnight down real quick. As Nezu says, but he heard an applicant. As hold on. So he says, I'm gonna kill. He explains that Bakugo got his arm hurt. As Miracle says, I don't care. That's a minor problem for him. He can heal that kid up real quick. But make sure that kid does not touch his shoulder. He has bad blood with that kid, and that kid doesn't even know who he is. As Nezu, he says, I didn't know that. As he goes up to Izuku and he starts bowing and apologizing and says, I'm so sorry, I didn't know this. Please forgive me for my insolence. As Izuku, he pets Nezu on the head and says, it's fine. We all make mistakes. As he looks up and sees a smile on Izuku's face. As Nezu says, wow, that's such a warm smile for somebody so well built to be a menace when it comes to his gaze. As he says, you are no longer disqualified. As he goes inside and he sits next to Bakugo, and Bakugo says, hey, I thought he was disqualified. As Nezu says, Katsuki Bakugo, please do not, as he says, Katsuki Bakugo, please do not try to intimidate that person, nor try to do anything that relates to violence near him. If you do harm him in any way possible, I will not be held responsible for anything that happens to you. As they were like, alright. As he says, fine. So the whole thing happens and they do the test. And now it's time for the test. As Bakugo goes to Nezuko and says, hey, my arms. As Deku appears right behind Bakugo and he takes out a leaf and he shoves it into Bakugo's mouth. Like, he shoves it into Bakugo's mouth. He puts it in his hand and shoves it into Bakugo's mouth. As Bakugo says, what the hell are you? And he just has it in his mouth. As he says, eat it. Now. As Bakugo is scared and just eats it unconsciously, and he doesn't even know that he's scared. As he just sees his arms grow back, and he's like, what the hell is this? As Nezu says, where did you get that leaf? As Izuku says, I'm the one that made it. As Nezu says, wait, you're the... As he says, yup, I'm the creator of that leaf. As he says, I didn't know that. As he says, it's fine. Doesn't matter. I was planning to release this leaf anyways. As he says, but what type of leaf is it? As he says, it's a leaf that can that can grow back lost limbs. Appearance-wise, it cannot heal that. The leaves I have, left out cannot heal, things like that has to do with appearances. But I'm working on that. It's not that he's working on it. He knows that he can make it real quick. He just doesn't want to. He's just too lazy to do that. So yeah, he does that. And he goes and takes the test, and he's basically bodying monsters. Not monsters, robots. He's bodying the robots with just these alone. Like, he's just stabbing these into, like, the core of the robots, just making them, like shut down and break. And then the zero pointer comes, and Zuko wasn't having it with the zero pointer. And he made this ball. As he throws it at the zero pointer, and it hits the zero pointer. And it blows up the zero pointer, and the pieces are flying in the air, but all of a sudden they stop in midair and go back to where the ball is. And the ball sucks it in and into a black hole, and then just explode like a little piece of, like a little confetti ball. As the teachers see this, they're like, what? As All Might's thinking, all for one. Because he showed super strength, super speed, enhanced jumping, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think this is it. So, hope you enjoyed my second 2-hour What If Deku, What If video. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be naming this What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Betrayed Goku. So you guys should probably get the gist. So yeah. So anyways, he goes back, and 2 weeks later, Miracle opening the mail gets the text saying, opens the mail and sees the thing, and Izuku sees her and he says, throw it away, I don't need it. As she says, but why? As he says, I already know. As he says, is that one of your abilities? As he says, oh no, I did that with one of my wishes. As she says, oh, alright then. As Izuku says, you ever wonder what it's like to blow up a mountain? As she says, why are you asking this now? As Izuku instant transmissions to a mountain. Mount Everest, to be exact. As she says, what are we doing out here? It's so cold. As Izuku, he puts ki on her, making her warm. As he makes this in his hand, and he throws it at Mount Everest. And he closes his hand, and Mount Everest is blown up. As everybody sees this, and it's on the news now. As Deku says, I wish Mount Everest would be back the way it was. As it's rebuilt, like exactly the way it was, with all the dead bodies and stuff like that. As everybody's like, what? I thought it was destroyed. As Izuku leaves with Mirako, and he's like, did you like that? As she says, how strong are you? As he says, like I said, I can easily destroy this planet. As she's like, you're right. So Mirako's family have not seen Mirako, and they've been looking for Mirako, but Mirako, she does not want to get into contact with them. Like, anytime she sees them, she just walks the other way. I'm sorry. So yeah. So now we skip to the day of they go to UA. And the teacher, as Aizawa comes in, and he's more happy to teach them because he gets to see Izuku's destructive power. As Aizawa says, "Alright, shut up. It took you guys 2 minutes to shut your mouths. Name Shota Aizawa, pro hero name Eraserhead. And I'll be your homeroom teacher. First off, let's start with introducing ourselves." As they all introduce themselves, and then it gets to Izuku. As Izuku walks to the front, as he says, "Momo, can you get out for a minute?" As Momo says, sure. Why?" As he says, "It'll get kind of hectic." Why? Well, you're outside. As she says, alright. As she goes outside, as he points at Todoroki and says, "Shoto Todoroki, right?" As he says, yeah, what is it? He says, "Can you go with Momo?" As he says, "Sure." As he looks at everybody in the class and says, "You know, it's kind of funny how you don't remember me. You're the reason I frickin' died that day." Well then, let's see if this jogs any memories. 17-year-old Izuku Midoriya. But now, I'm currently 18 years old. Supposedly died from a villain attack, or to be more precise, betrayal from classmates. As Ida gets up and says, "You villain, why are you back here?" As Izuku says, "Villain? You didn't even tell me what I did." As he says, "You stole files from UA." As he says, "What? What files?" As he says, "You stole files about the lesson plans." As Izuku, he smirks. He has an evil grin and says, "Stole files? With my power back then, you really think I could have stole files? My control over my powers was even trash." First of all, I can guess many other people that did that. As he says, "The name one." As he says, "Himiko Toga, the girl that first attacked us in UA." As they're all like, but that's then, but they don't have proof." As Izuku says, "Proof? I could give you proof." As Ida says, "Like hell you can." As Izuku touches his forehead, and they all see a string just come out, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" As he throws it, and it all goes inside of their heads, and just memories start flowing through their heads of Izuku's memories, except for the parts where he met Goku, Mirko, and stuff like that. Like they saw everything before that event, and they have not seen one thing about him stealing files. As they're like, "What? How? You Photoshop?" As hold on. As Izuku says, "You can't Photoshop memories, dumbasses." How are you able to manipulate memories? There's no such thing as manipulating my memories. I've never had any contact with villains to begin with, so why would I just suddenly decide to become a villain? Well, there is probably one reason that I would, but that's if I was weak-minded, and I don't seem to." As he looks at Bakugo, and he walks up to him. "You should know exactly why I would have became a villain. After all, you would be the reason for that happening if I did." As everybody looks at Bakugo, they're like, "What?" As he says, "Ida, who was the one that came with the evidence that I was the traitor?" And he says, Bakugo did." As he says, as Izuku starts laughing, "Ah, what's even better is you try to frame me as well." Oh my god. You know, for a traitor, you're kind of a failure. As Bakugo says, "What are you talking about?" As Deku says, "When that string touched your head, I immediately saw all of your memories. And it just so happens that you are in contact with villains, and high-ranking ones at that. And you plan to attack the USJ?" Oh. Oh boy, this is a doozy. Explosion Boy, use your other quirk. Come on, do it. As they're like, "Other quirk?" As he says, "Fine," as he hits Deku with fire. But Deku just tanks it and says, You know, it's not nice to burn people's clothes. As they just see how muscular Deku is, and the girls start blushing. He was dating Uraraka at the time, and Uraraka got up and says, Deku-kun, I'm sorry. As he bitch slaps her and says, move, bitch. I'm engaged. As he shows the ring, and she says, and she's thinking, who took my Deku away from me? As Deku says, I'm not yours. As she says, what? You can hear what I said? As he says, don't worry about that. It's just that I already knew you were gonna say that, knowing how you are. As everybody in the class are feeling ashamed of what they've done, without any solid evidence, and they listen to a traitor. As Aizawa arrests Bakugo, and he says thanks to Midoriya. As Midoriya says no. Matter of fact, bring him back in here. As Aizawa says alright, as he brings Bakugo in here, and Izuku, he puts his palm on Bakugo's forehead, and all of a sudden, a flame comes out, and he says, you see this? This is your flame quirk. As he closes his hand and destroyed. As he also erases Bakugo's memories of the villains, and he says, now he has no memories of the villain or any contact with them. Now you can put him into rehab without him even knowing. As Bakugo, as he says, perfect. As Aizawa puts him into rehab and sits him down, and that was it for that first day. Momo and Todoroki came back. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus What Is, out by my little stars.